those who serve money tend to become slaves to money, which tends to run counter to the aims of spirit. Money can corrupt those who serve it as surely as any demon can, and I think it is fair to say that a lot of the problems facing our world today are caused by people who are obsessed with money. So, how do you avoid serving money? One way that people avoid serving mammon is by ignoring him entirely. This may in fact be the best way from a purely spiritual perspective. Certainly, since the counterculture hippie movement of the 1960s and 70s, anti-materialism has been commonplace among witches and magicians. It is a noble tactic and one that really works if you do it wholeheartedly. The problem is that most people do not do it wholeheartedly. If you are going to do it, then you really need to do it. There are only two ways this has been a successful approach: become a monk or nun, or become a homeless wanderer. Anything short of this is just kidding yourself. Thinking that merely working at a coffee shop and not wearing a suit is a non-materialist lifestyle is just the worst of both worlds. For those wishing to become monks or nuns, I have a list of contact info for Buddhist and Catholic monasteries you can apply to. If you would rather wander the earth, I also have a number of Tom Brown Jr.'s Tracker School, which includes survival training, in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Spend a few weeks with him, and you'll be able to walk into the woods and be self-sufficient there for life, with just a good knife and the clothes on your back. So are you ready to take the plunge into a real, non-materialist spiritual path and give up your former life? No? Me neither. For me, this option of giving up the Western lifestyle was real. A Tibetan Lama offered me the chance to stay in Nepal and study with him as a yogi for years and years. When I said no, as I suspect he knew I would, I realized that if I was not going to take a non-materialist path in a serious way, I would need to bring materialism onto the spiritual path in a serious way. If we cannot serve money, and we cannot avoid money, that really leaves only one option: to master it. Magical people, pagans, witches, mages, sorcerers, and so on, are ideally suited to accomplishing this goal. We have experience in taking things the rest of society has deemed sinful and making them sacred. We have taken sex and made it a healthy part of the spiritual path. We have taken radical freedom of expression, the right to be gay, kinky, and straight-up freaky, and made it part of the spiritual path. We have taken spells and magic and made them part of the spiritual path. It is for this reason that the very people who will read this book are in the ideal position to take financial wisdom and join it with spiritual wisdom, to marry fiscal responsibility to environmental responsibility, and make the financial craft a part of the witch's craft, to take the magical arts and apply them to the fiscal arts. A few things to keep in mind while reading this book. First and foremost, I am not a financial services professional. I do not have a degree in economics or any related field. The non-magical advice in this book is fairly mainstream and common sense, but should not be considered the advice of a professional. Second, much of the information in this book is based on the economy, businesses, and laws of the United States. Most of the information in the book will be applicable to people in other countries, but some of it may not be. Last, please keep in mind that magic is an art that can have drastic effects in one's life and psyche. Even seemingly simple practices, such as meditation, can bring up repressed thoughts and memories. Contact with spirits and gods can, at times, be jarring and open up unwanted communications. Spells may manifest in ways that you do not expect or plan for. If you have no basic training in the magical arts, you may want to first seek out such training from another individual, group, or book. See the resources at the end of Chapter 3. Chapter 1. Perspective. Before you can plot a course, you need to know a few things. You need to know your current location, the lay of the land that you are going to traverse, the methods by which you will make the journey, and, most importantly, at what destination you want to arrive and why you want to arrive there. This